Lil Nas X is not obligated to make content for your children. Rant. Hey everyone, welcome back to Lives on Reddit. Don't forget to subscribe and be a 4-lifer. Lil Nas X dropped the music video for Montero, Call Me By Your Name, 2 days ago, and if you haven't seen it, go watch it. But my god, the bash lag from this video is dull and dumb at its best, especially the arguments coming from the parent crowd. To sum up what most of them are saying, parents are upset that Lil Nas X made a mature music video because Old Town Road was such a hit with the kids. Something about corrupting the youth mixed in there. First, just because Lil Nas made a song that kids liked, it doesn't mean he's stuck making music for kids for the rest of his career. He's an adult. He can create whatever bops he feels like making. Besides, Old Town Road was never made for children in the first place. Second, he is not responsible for what your child sees on the internet. That is your job, not a computer's or a tablet's job. The internet is already trying so hard to cater towards your children by placing restrictions on adult content creators, and there are plenty of apps and filters you can put in place to prevent them from seeing the music video in the first place. Tired of the entitlement from these people that don't know how to have a healthy conversation with their children. If the parents didn't realize Lil Nas X's music wasn't kid-friendly a couple years ago and just noticed now, they clearly haven't been paying attention. These are the same parents that don't pay attention to ESRB ratings and are then shocked when their little brat is talking about shooting hookers after playing GTA V. I know someone who is a 3rd grade teacher. A student's mom had a problem with a video that had a shark eating something in the ocean. Nothing overly graphic, I think it was a clip from Planet Earth or Blue Planet or something. She said it was too violent. At the same time, the kid always talks about playing GTA. Well, there are parents years ago who were upset that the guy Steve from Blue's Clues played a killer or something on an episode of Law and Order, that it was traumatizing to their kids or something. If your kids are watching Blue's Clues, they're too young for Law & Order. If they're watching Law & Order, then they're too old for Blue's Clues. There is no crossover. I think it was just a bunch of stay-at-home moms forgetting that Steve was playing a character because he's an actor. Pretty ridiculous. They realize that actors don't play one specific character for their entire lives, right? They're allowed to go from kid-friendly stuff to adult stuff if they choose. Gosh, I swear, some of these mommy warriors have way too much time on their hands. You are probably correct about it being stay-at-home moms forgetting he's an actor. A good portion of stay-at-home moms constantly whine about the smallest perceived inconvenience. Such insufferable people. Not everything in the world needs to be kids friendly. I'm an adult and I want to be able to enjoy adult content without censorship for freak's sake. And I'm obviously not talking about you know what, but about all kinds of content. The fact that every single YouTube video has to be family friendly is absolutely ridiculous. Maybe do your job and don't let your kids watch YouTube without supervision, so content creators don't have to do insane mental and linguistic gymnastics so their work isn't demonetized because of some algorithm. Ugh. Preach. It's to a point where even if I wanted to start a channel, I wouldn't want to when I know what YouTube used to be like in terms of commentary and content. The glory days of 2008 to 2009 would seem like heaven now in that regard only, given the situation we're devolving into currently. Laughing my booty off, I remember hearing a story a few years back about how Kesha did a show that was billed as all ages, so of course a bunch of idiots took their small children and freaked the freak out about all the drug references and giant inflatable ding-dongs on stage. Kesha's music is 100% about the club life. Why the frick would you not vet that crap before bringing your kid? Lazy parenting indeed. Kesha was my first concert. I was 19 and it was not kid friendly in the slightest. It was general admission, the crowd got pretty rough, 2 dudes got removed by security, no idea what happened, but it was by far one of the best nights of my life. She's also got a song called Bastards, so I don't know how parents even think that she's a kid friendly artist. They did the same thing with Ariana Grande's Positions album, whining about how it's an album all about intimacy and it's not kid friendly. Like, she's no longer on Nickelodeon. She's not obligated to be kid friendly anymore. The internet already does way too much monitoring for kids as it is. Like, artists can make whatever the frick they want to and don't have to censor themselves just because people have kids. Oh my god. Wait, seriously? Ariana Grande hasn't been on Nick since like 2013 and she's 20 freaking 7. If she wants to make a whole album about intimacy, she can. Yeah, she got ripped to shreds for that album when it was announced before she actually released it because it wasn't kid friendly. Like, nah, she's an adult now. It's a good album, leave her alone. I heard someone say they lured kids in with Old Town Road. Did we listen to the same song? Half the lyrics are about how they get laid and sleep around with women. What parents let their kids listen to is their decision. If they think Old Town Road is appropriate, that's their call. None of my business. But they have absolutely no right to complain to the artist when their child hears a song they didn't want them to. Since they apparently expect YouTubers, artists, and the TV to raise their kids, they should be sending those people a babysitting paycheck. I was wondering the same thing about people actually listening to Old Town Road lyrics. How is cheating on my baby, you can go and ask her, my life is a movie, bull riding and boobies, child friendly? I think this was done absolutely perfectly. I love the song and I love him for doing it. It's also a great way to read out the cry hards. Like, seriously, go cry about it. They need to frick off and watch their kids. They cannot police a grown-A man. By Old Town Road, I think he accidentally included a wide genre of people he doesn't necessarily like or support. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure the money was great, but unfortunately it means that his audience was including a certain type of people he doesn't care for. By making this video, it will thin the herd a little bit. He can be who he wants to be and make a clear divide in who he supports and who he aligns with. He knew exactly what he was doing and I'm proud of him for it. He doesn't want that type of person's approval and he doesn't need it. More power to him. Breeders need to pull their heads out of their massive booties and do this little thing the rest of us like to call parenting. They then need to grasp a very simple yet rarely acknowledged concept. Your kids are nobody's responsibility but yours. You have them. You are responsible for them and what they consume, from their food to their media. It is nobody else's job to watch out for them, and the world doesn't need to bend to your will to make your life easier. You know what happened years ago if a parent caught a child consuming media inappropriate for their age? They took away whatever medium was being used, explained to the child why this is inappropriate for their age, and then punished them if they were caught doing it again. It's called watching what your kid is freaking doing. It's not a new concept. Artists, musicians, authors, writers, content creators, etc. are not going to do your parenting for you, nor should they be. 99% of the time, I see a breeder complaining about something being inappropriate. They fail to realize that the world doesn't revolve around them and their dumb kids, and that shockingly, that person's material was never intended to be for children. Most adults make content aimed at other adults. I know it's hard for breeders to comprehend, but nobody is going to censor the world so that their child has an easier time navigating it. Too long didn't read? Get off your behinds and watch your freaking kids, or don't have any. Not everything is for them, and if they or the parent can't understand that, then don't have freaking kids. For real, my mom didn't want us watching Simpsons when we were younger, so she made sure we weren't watching TV at the time it came on. I also remember she didn't want me seeing The Nightmare Before Christmas before she checked it out to make sure it wasn't too scary. She made the mistake of not telling me or my friend's parents that because I ended up watching it at a sleepover party and loving it. She was just glad it didn't give me nightmares, but said it was her own fault for not checking it out sooner. Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't leave. Subscribe. Be a for lifer. Yeah.